Hello, everyone. I'm Frank Jernigan, and this is the weekly meeting of the Phrancko Sweater Knitters. You can generate your own custom fit sweater pattern to knit at phrancko.com. And that's the only sponsor we have for this video because that's my website. Please, what are you supposed to say? Please like and subscribe.
Yes.
I'm so used to hearing that. It's like you have to include that. So, hello, Wally.
Hello.
Hi, Susan.
Hello.
Hi, Debbie.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Nick.
Hello.
Hi, Jenny.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Sergio.
Hello.
Hi, Ron.
Hello.
And your guest is Calliope. Is that correct?
Kalliope.
Yep,
Kalliope.
me.
Calliope.
Kalliope.
All right.
Kalliope.
Welcome, Calliope.
Thank you.
Is Tim with you today?
Yep, he's behind here.
Oh, hello, Tim.
Sorry.
Sorry,
Hey.
what-
I had a terrible accident with the lawnmower and my beard is gone. But
Oh
I'm
no.
Was
Hi,
Calliope a muse from
Yes.
Greek mythology?
Indeed.
Is that where?
But
Oh,
here's
we're
my
greeting people.
tattoo of a different Greek muse.
I'm still trying to get through the greetings, everyone.
Oh, sorry, Frank.
Hello, Sung.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Sumner.
Hey.
Hi, Cindy.
Hi, Frank.
And hello, Sandra.
Hello.
And Ron, what are you showing everybody?
So today is a lot is going on in the yarn world. It is Worldwide Knit in Public Day. So if you did any public knitting, congratulations, you participated. And today here at the Twisted Skein, this is Kalliope Sabrina. She is the owner of Anzula Luxury Fibers and Mod Yarns, the sister company. She's here today at the Twisted Skein with a trunk show, but we wanted to come in and say hello to everyone and just sort of express to you that the support that a lot of the industry needs from you right now. It's a really, really difficult time for American indie dyers and small yarn companies. Like the tariff uncertainty has been really, really rough. Anzula has been around for
Since 2002.
2002. So, I mean, it's an established company, but we're doing our best to try and encourage people to support this business that has been like the most popular yarn that we've carried since the day we opened our doors. We sell more Anzula yarn than anything else from day to day. So I wanted to introduce you all to Calliope and maybe let her say some things and direct you to her yarns if you don't mind.
Yes, please show us your yarns and tell us
Take it
about
away.
your story.
So I'm a dyer, spinner, crocheter, knitter, weaver, and the industry is my world. We're really struggling right now. And this week alone, we're trying to raise between $6,000 and $10,000. And whether it's through sales or donations, everything counts. And we have our chains at at Ron's shop, Twisted Skein, and it's going to be here for a few weeks for a trunk show. And there's, I think, 10 or 20 different color sets. And there's 8-packs and 5-packs. And then Ron also carries so much of our full-size skeins that you can mix and match.
And yeah.
And we have garments, so you can see what you can make up with it.
Oh, how nice.
Nice.
Oh, that is nice.
Visit her shop online. Or if you're in the Central California area, she has a shop in Fresno selling her yarns that you can visit.
Ah, look at that.
It's lovely.
That's
wow.
nice.
Website is just
Anzula.com.
we could put that in the chat for you.
Yeah.
I know, Cindy, you've used Anzula yarns in the past, right?
I have. I made the one that was so funny. I used the Dreamy, and I knit fingerless mitts for my aunt. And the color that she chose, she was in her 80s, but the color that she chose was sexy. And I love the color. It was just really beautiful, and it was so nice to knit
Very
with.
rich sort of taupe
And it
brown.
is, it's great. And then one of my very first Phrankkos I knit with Anzula, also the Dreamy. And that one I held double because I wanted to be able to knit it a little faster. So that made it about at a worsted gauge, but that was for one of my granddaughters. And I've also knit socks with it, and it's just been lovely yarns. And I got to meet you at Vogue when you were here for Vogue Seattle there in Bellevue.
Mm.
Yeah,
And we
just
did not
just a
send
lovely
you
lady. It
$5
was a
to
lot
say
of fun.
nice things.
You did not.
But just it goes for everyone. If you've got a local dyer that you can reach out and support, now it's the time to do it.
Mhm.
If you
Yep,
need
it's
some
great.
really just beautiful, high quality yarns from a well-established dyer, I can't recommend Anzula Yarns enough. So please visit her website if you can help support, make some sales. You can also come through us to get any special orders done, and we can ship them off to you. So you can visit us at thetwistedskein.com or email Ron at the Twisted Skein, and we can get you set up with yarns from Anzula. We will do everything we can to get this yarn into your hands and make sure that Anzula can be with us for another 20 years.
Mm.
Well, Anzula has a lot of different really nice yarn bases, as well as different weights of yarn
Yes.
to choose from. And I really love your colors. I mean, they're just fantastic.
Yeah, we have I think now it's over 150 colorways
Mm.
and more than 25 lines of yarn, everything from lace weight to extra bulky. And we don't discontinue. Things only disappear when a source disappears.
Mm.
Ooh.
Kalliope, what sort of fibers are you using in your yarns?
So the yarns here that we're showcasing today are superwash merino, cashmere, and nylon. I'm knitting a sock right now with superwash merino and sparkling stellina. We have yak and merino. We have an American yarn called Gertie that is 100% Targi. This is Luster, which is 50-50 silk and superwash merino. We have yak silk and merino.
If you are a knitter elsewhere in the world from the United States or North America, there are shops carrying Anzula throughout Europe, the British
Okay.
Isles. You can find shops all over the world carrying.
Wonderful.
Yeah, New Zealand, South Africa, Japan, Puerto Rico, all over Europe.
Oh, wow.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for your time. Thank you, Frank, for letting us plug this to
Oh,
support
we
me.
appreciate your contribution
Yeah.
to the meeting. That's wonderful. Thank
so
you so much for
It's a
sharing.
rough time for the yarn industry in many places right now. So
Yes.
thank you, everyone. And I'll see you next week. We're going to sell some more yarn. So wish us luck.
Yes.
Okay.
Luck, Frank.
Bye-bye.
Bye
Bye,
bye.
everyone.
That was interesting.
Mm.
Yeah. I have a friend who's just decided to buy a yarn shop.
Wow.
Hiring.
Wow.
And I come to these meetings and I hear Ron, who's established in a better yarn shop location than Phoenix. Phoenix just can't, our temperatures are such that it's just hard to keep a yarn shop going.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, wow, I just hope it works for her, but it's hard to imagine going into that business right now.
But Bakersfield is really, really hot too. I mean, it's like they're over 100 frequently.
Mm.
Very, very warm where Ron is.
It's quite, I find it quite difficult in the decision making of buying yarn because I'd really like to support independent dyers. But when I'm purchasing 6 or 7 skeins for a jumper and they're £20 a skein, it really does bump the price up. You know, for an average person, for bigger projects, it becomes difficult to not to justify, because you understand the reason why and the work that goes into it, but it is quite hard to afford, especially I'm quite a fast knitter as well, so when I'm only getting 2 weeks knitting out of a project and it's cost me £120, it's quite an investment in some ways, and it's difficult sometimes to actually justify paying that.
Well, Nick, you just need to knit slower then. I mean, it's like that's an easy solve. Or you could knit finer. You could just do fingering or lace weight, and that would take longer.
That's true.
You could do doilies
and rip it out.
Do doilies. Okay, I have to do my thing. Okay, Frank spotlight.
There you go.
Oh,
Nice. All right.
Wow.
Very nice.
Oh, that's
Look at
gorgeous.
that.
Oh my.
Wow.
It's so
white. It is. There is a white piece of paper behind it, and then I put wax paper on top.
Yes,
so when I did it, it's not going to go
Yeah.
through to the paper. And I did just use pencil to mark around the paper, and was careful to cut the pencil away. And then I lined up the paper on the lines across here. What you can see, the red at the bottom there, and then put the doily on. And
did you pin out? Did you pin out
every
like the top
single one? Every single one.
Did you kind of do top, then bottom, then 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock? Did you kind of work in that sort of direction? Yeah, lovely.
Yeah.
You're going to frame that, right?
If only if it passes, Debbie. Only if it passes. I do think I would. I do think I probably would. Thank you. I do think I would frame it on with a dark background and just have it in a little frame. I think it'd be really pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't use doilies on my furniture. I don't know anybody that does anymore, but it would make a nice piece of art, I think.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
Anyway,
absolutely.
That's what it is. So
gorgeous.
I actually made progress this week.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's great.
Yes.
Well done.
Thank you, Frank.
That's really nice.
I got into a lace knitting phase a while back, and I knitted several doilies, and so I was putting them around on furniture and putting bases on top of them, and Andrew finally said, "That's enough, no more doilies." So I guess they have gone out of favor.
Did you have one on each arm of each chair?
No, I did
one
not
on
do
each
that.
arm.
Oh no, my grandmother did that.
Yeah.
You get more like your parents as you get older, don't you? It is true.
That's true.
Yeah. Could I ask a non-specific master hand knitter question? I'm doing my level 2, and I've been doing it for about 3 years because I had to have a break from it. But they've changed the criteria of the essays, and one of the essays from memory is write a 1,000-word essay on the suitability and practicality of knitting patterns. And I cannot find a single resource from the TKGA that actually talks about assessing knitting patterns, whether they're suitable for purpose. And I can write a general essay on what I think, but I don't know of any resources that actually discuss how you assess a knitting pattern to see if it's any good or not. And this is a new criteria of the level 2. They've added this as a new essay. Apart
Nick,
from your...
Sorry, I interrupted.
No.
There are some articles about how to write a pattern. And there's articles about things that should be included in a pattern.
I didn't think of that, Cindy. That's quite a good idea, because I'm looking at articles about assessing knitting patterns rather than articles about writing knitting patterns. And that might be a really good resource.
And I think that's where you're going to find what it is, because as I remember in those, when it was like I was having to write patterns, and it was like, okay, check these of what should I be including, how should it be, why is this, what's too much, what's not enough. So it answers it, but in a different way.
Yeah, I didn't even give that a thought, but that's a really good thought, because I was just
But
looking at.
there are a couple of articles like that.
Yeah, that's great. That gives me something to go on. Thank you, because I was at a complete loss. I've searched and searched and searched for books or sites about assessment of knitting patterns, and I can't find anything at all.
I wouldn't look up assessment, more like about writing knitting patterns.
Yeah,
and what does
I
a good
never
knitting
gave that a
pattern
thought.
have?
Yeah,
and kind of that
that's
sort of
really
stuff.
good. Yeah, thank you.
It looks
really
like
helpful.
Sumner
And
has
then
a suggestion.
Ah, the knitting. Sumner, you're costing me a fortune. The last book you
I
recommended,
know,
I had
I'm
to go and buy.
sorry.
Well,
But
can you get
was
stuff from the library, Nick?
this was a really enjoyable book. It's all about tech editing, and I've met these two authors at Rhinebeck 2 years ago, and it's a pretty well written book.
That's really good. Thank you.
But yeah,
that gives me a lot to go. Yeah, I didn't think about.
They're tech editing these books, and what are the components of a pattern, and what does it take to get a pattern to actually work?
Yeah.
You know,
I never thought it never crossed my mind to come at it from a tech editing point of view. I was coming from, has anyone given any assessment on them, which I couldn't find anything. But thank you both very much. That's great help.
You're welcome.
I love my knitting library. The first time they're all together in one spot.
Well, mine is, it gets to be a really big spot here is the problem.
Yeah,
I wanted to show the fingerless mitts. These are the ones from Anzula that I knit for my aunt. Yeah. And this color is sexy. And it is, the yarn is just lovely. And these were done with Suzanne Bryan's pattern for how to custom fit and decide to make it so that it just fits exactly.
Has that got a silk element to the yarn?
Yes, it does. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks like it has. It shines nicely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does shine. And it no, that's dreamy.
Dreamy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a tonal one, is it? It's a tonal yarn.
It fits really good. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And I don't think I have any of the ball left. I think I used like every bit on some other little projects for the kids that I was doing. But yeah.
They're lovely.
They're comfy and they're cozy, and it's so nice that it fits just perfectly.
I thought they were for your aunt.
They were for my aunt, but it's very funny that we have this. Sadly, Nick, she died. She was 92. And so after she died, they sent them to me, which I really thought that was fun to get it back.
It was. I shouldn't be laughing about someone dying, but you can understand my mortification, can't you?
None of us last forever. But she really loved them, and it worked really good. And I was happy to get them back.
So is there some pooling on that yarn? Is it pooling a bit in places?
Not a tiny bit, but not much.
Not much. Okay. Yeah.
No, not much. I did not helix knitting or change skeins or anything. I just did it.
Hey, Nick, I want to tell you a funny story. Like about 16 or 17 years ago when I met my husband, we met online on eHarmony.
All right.
Yeah. And so we're in different towns, and he said something, I hadn't met him yet, and he said something like, I feel like I'm a pretty good husband and, stuff like this. And so I popped off and I said, well, if you're such a great husband, why are you single? Right? Because my wife passed from cancer.
Oh no!
If anyone's ever going to put their foot in it, it's going to be me. I just have none of my family tell me any secrets because they know I don't deliberately do it. I'm kind of like, oh, there's a big secret party, and I'll meet someone and say, oh, you're getting ready for your party. That's the kind of thing. It's just in my head, always.
Oh my gosh, I felt like this tall, but he was adorable. He was laughing.
I think most people understand that everyone puts their foot in it occasionally, don't they?
And we hit it off. So 16 years later, we're still rocking and rolling.
That's lovely.
Oh, hang on, I keep leaving because I was baking cookies, but those are done. But hang on, I want to show you guys something real quick.
We're hanging on. When everybody
We
goes,
held our breath.
Okay.
oh, there you are.
And for our local yarn store here, it's closing because they're retiring. So that's sad. So I went over there today to pick up some of the yarn as they're clearancing things out. And they had a lot of their samples for sale for $1.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
I know. So look at these things that I picked up.
Oh, my.
Oh my
Look at
goodness.
that.
I don't know
Wow.
if you can focus it.
That's lovely.
Wonderful. How fun.
There, it's focused more like this. Take this for $1.
Ah,
This for
Oh, goodness.
wow.
I've never had anything like this happen.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
For
Look at
you.
that.
Wow.
Gorgeous.
oh,
$1. This is a really nice yarn. This for $1.
oh my word.
Like this, I'm going to unwind and repurpose. Then this is some. I don't really know what this was, like a little half sweater or something.
All
But
right.
yarn is divine, so I'm going to unravel this and repurpose it. And then I got this. I think this has silk and such in it.
Mm.
And it is gorgeous, and I'm going to undo this also and repurpose it.
Mm.
I was like, you can't mess up for $1.
No.
No, that's very nice.
I know. Did I show this one? This one is inside out. This one almost fit me. Not quite.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
lovely.
That's
Oh,
lovely.
look at that.
Yeah.
Wow, for a buck.
So I came home so excited. My husband was just laughing at me. 7 whole dollars. I spent that. There. I ought to weigh it and see how much I got for $7. Yeah. It's kind of like Wally, you getting that big bin of yarn, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that was funny because when I was doing the Christmas blanket, I ran out of the green and I couldn't find it. So I went back to the senior center and I went through the pile and I found the green. So, as a matter of fact, I'll show you the blanket. So I have finished it. So here we go.
Oh, that's really
that's
lovely.
just
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a lot of
Christmas of the
work in
colors
that.
Yeah.
is really beautiful.
Yeah.
Wally.
There we go. So
Goodness
it'll be
me.
put in a box for a gift. So
Someone will
I'm
be
sure,
lucky.
I'm sure he'll enjoy it. So, and where are we here? Okay. I started the sleeve instead of the body, so this is how far I've gotten with this. So.
Oh, okay.
That's good work.
Wow.
Yeah, it did. So.
Have you tried it on?
Yes, I have, and it does fit.
Oh,
Yay!
Yes.
That's what we like to hear.
I did that the other day. I said, I got to try this on. So, and it does fit. So,
Got to be sure it's working.
yes. So,
So has anyone made a Phrancko where they tried it on and it didn't fit?
I have. We won't
And what
talk about
didn't
that.
fit, Frank?
I made a sweater that did the 4 inches extra ease. And I didn't try it along the way. And I just knit the whole thing down. And that wasn't my best sweater.
Because of the ease that you selected?
I selected the 4 inches extra ease. And, you know, at the end of the day, I didn't need it. So I was pretty new into making Phrankkos. And yeah, because I didn't do anything to adjust the fit. I just knit it straight, and you know it's just straight. It doesn't do anything. So you have 4 inches of extra ease that doesn't do anything. It makes for maybe not the nicest sweater, right? So if I had thought through what I wanted at the end, I would have done some shaping in the pattern.
Okay, but the shoulders. So when
shoulders fit great.
When we put something in that is oversized, is it? Well, with your pattern, we can say how much ease we want in our sleeves or how much ease we want in the trunk.
Yeah, the way you adjust the ease for your sleeve is by adjusting the circumference that you say your upper arm is.
Okay.
So, I mean, like if you said, I want 4 inches of ease, it's going to add 4 inches around the chest and also 4 inches around the sleeve. And so you may decide you don't want that much ease in the sleeve. So you go back to your own measurement where you put in your measurements and you say, oh, I said my arm was 14 inches around. I'm going to say it's 12 inches around. So now I've only got 2 inches of ease on the arm, but 4 inches in the chest.
But there is another thing. For example, for me, my measurements were very accurate, but the weight of the yarn make the sleeve now it's getting like this. It's because of the weight.
It's getting like what?
Oversized, and my measurements are always very accurate. And in the beginning, it was like this.
Oh.
And now it's like this.
Yeah, it's growing.
That's a yarn.
Sergio,
and a stitch
what fiber are you using?
This is wool and acrylic, 50%.
Oh, okay.
But it's the stitches. I don't remember. Mistake grip perhaps. It's knits and purls, but it's very heavy. And finally, the way make this even for the neck. I have to use a cord.
I think mistake ribbing is a bit like fisherman's stitch.
Yes, more or less.
Fisherman's rib, and I think it does grow lengthwise.
It grows.
I think it grows
lengthwise.
lengthwise.
Yeah.
And I think
that's
maybe when you've done your swatch, you might have wanted to weight your swatch to actually get that weight on it to see if it would extend its length. So you could have weighed your swatch, hung it vertically and weighed it down and see if that will actually increase, to allow for the extra ball of wool you've got on the end of the arms and things.
No,
that's
now
what I would personally.
It's difficult to fix because of the stitch. No, and I don't in the mood. It's just a few years ago. I'm not in the mood. But yes, it's difficult to control the weight. You have to need a big swatch, no? Just
you do.
You do. Yeah.
Or you have to just have, when you've knit that stitch before, you learn how certain stitches move or don't move. There's some, like seed stitch isn't going to go anywhere. Seed stitch just stays very square. It's because of the actual anatomy of the stitch. But your twisted rib like that, it does. I've knit scarves like that you wear them and it almost grows to be like twice the length that you actually knit it. So some is learning the stitch. how that particular stitch will react.
Also, I think ease is something that sometimes it's very difficult to visualize ease in a sweater on your body. You know, if you said to me the circumference of your arm plus 2 inches, it's hard to visualize how 2 inches extra goes all the way around your arm. So for me, if ever I'm not sure, then I get a sweater out that I like the fit of and that I want the new sweater to be. And then once you do your pattern, Frank, and it gives you the finished dimensions, then I get my sweater out and measure it and make sure it's coming out broadly where I want it to be.
Here we go.
And that works for me, you know.
Absolutely.
I can't visualize the ease.
That is absolutely the best way to get the best fit, is to take the measurements from a sweater that fits. But as in Sergio's case, it was an unusual pattern that stretched in a way that another sweater might not have. So
might not.
No.
But that's a great suggestion, and it's one that I always do too, is I just go measure other sweaters. There's some that I have knitted that I just love the fit of and I wear a lot, and then others are too tight, usually too tight, because I thought I was smaller than I actually was.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about, well, what sweaters really didn't fit? And some of the very first Phrancko sweaters, I think the algorithm for setting the shoulder width was not quite right. And the shoulders on early sweaters of mine are too wide and they kind of stick out. And I have to keep pulling them down to make them drape over the end of my arm. And I don't like that. But that's why now when you knit a Phrancko sweater, after you've knitted the shoulder parts, you think, oh, this is way too small. This is never going to fit. But everybody seems to think that, and then you keep
everybody thinks so.
Fits.
Yeah.
It's like, it's fine, just keep knitting, it'll work.
So I want to clarify something with Jenny. So if I have a sweater that I really like the fit of the arm, I'm going to measure around the arm of the sweater that I like.
Yeah.
And then say if I wanted a sweater with 2 inches of ease, I would subtract 2 inches and that would be my measurement.
Not
No,
necessarily.
I would have the circumference of the sleeve on the jumper, and then you minus your actual bicep, your bicep measurement, and that tells you how much ease is in the jumper that you like. So therefore, if your bicep's 14 and your jumper's 17, you know that a 3-inch ease looks good on your arm.
Yeah, okay. So that comes about the same way as I was saying.
Okay. Probably,
And I would say even do less work than that, Sumner. Measure the sweater that you like, put in your measurements into Phrancko, let it do the pattern, and then look at the schematic and
before
see
you
where it
purchase
is. Before you purchase it, just look at the schematic measurements and see, and it'll be like, oh, the sweater that I like has 1 inch more. And so then you adjust your arm measurement to make it that 1 inch more.
Okay.
Or 1 inch
like
less, or whatever it is. But just let the Phrancko thing do first, and then compare what your measurements are and see how you like it, and see what you might need to just adjust a tiny bit.
I concur. Exactly. Yes. I think that's the best method.
And funny,
let Frank do the work.
With all of my Phrankkos, I actually like how the sleeves fit, all of them. But it's the body that I want to measure that way of the sweater that I want.
Yeah.
So, okay. Got it.
Then we need to take into consideration the sweater we like, the weight of the yarn or the fabric that we're measuring compared to what we would be knitting with, because an Aran weight width would perform different on your arm than a fingering weight. If you're knitting a fingering but you're measuring an Aran, you would need to take into consideration how that you may not get the same overall results because you've changed your yarn.
Right.
I suppose that's drape, isn't it, rather than fit? That's what you're talking about,
Yeah,
isn't it?
the
Rhonda?
drape.
Yeah,
I
it's
just,
drape.
you know,
Well, the one that I did that Katie just dearly loved. I mean, the kids have liked all the ones, but for her, she had a big old sweatshirt that she liked how that fit at the barn. It was actually a man's sweatshirt, so it was extra long, had long arms. She's got really long arms and body. And so I just measured off that. I took her measurements, put them in Phrancko, and just had to just change just a teeny bit on the arm to make it work out. And it fits perfectly like the old sweatshirt. And I did it in worsted weight yarn. So, you know, it's but it would be if you're doing something super light versus looking at a sweater that's real heavy or a garment that's really heavy. You kind of want a similar weight fabric to go with your measurements.
yeah.
Okay.
Nick, I had one more pattern writing book I had remembered that I thought, and it's this one.
Oh, lovely. Yeah. Yeah, that's good, isn't it? Thank you very much.
And
I'll have a
that's
look in
really
that
good
as
one.
well.
I've had
Really good. I
that
have
one.
it. Really good.
Yeah, this
Yes,
one's
it's a
real
good book.
good.
As I say, I never even gave it a thought to look in tech editing information.
Yeah, so that's good.
Cheers, Cindy. Thank you very much.
And it's easy reading. It's easy to read.
Yeah. Yeah. I recently, well, just today in the post, I treated myself to some light bulb stitch markers. And I'm sure everyone's got them, but I only had about 8 of them and I really liked them. And I've got a box here of all these colors.
Oh my goodness. I love it.
It really brings me joy, you know, when you look at them.
Oh, look at
I
that.
love it.
Oh, I don't that.
And I know, I also now, I have Sable, but now I have Smable as well, because I don't think I'm going to outlive these light bulb stitch markers.
No, you're not.
Oh, Nick, you will. Your couch will eat most of them. So you give it 6 months and that box will be half full.
I find them all over my house.
Yeah.
They're in the vacuum.
Oh, why do you always see it just before the vacuum sucks it up as well? It's like, oh.
Well, I'll show you what I worked on this week. Let's see. So I got some yarn. It's from Knit Picks, and it's a combination of cotton and linen. 70% Tanguis cotton and 30% linen, and it's called Cotlin. From Knit Picks. And I got 2 colors, just 2 sample colors, because I'm working on trying to design my next sweater. And so I started a simple swatch like this. And I was just, I put my 6 holes in it here to say I'm using size 6 needles. So that's how I remember what size needle it's done with. That's just by doing a yarn over knit 2 together, 6 times. Yeah. Okay. And then I added a little bit of the red, and I thought, oh, I love those colors together. They really look great together.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I should do a stripe. And then I started playing with reverse stockinette stripes. And I added that, and then I added some more, and I added some more, and some more. And I've just been playing with these 2 colors all week, trying to figure out exactly what kind of stripe would I like across the chest of the sweater.
Now you have a new scarf.
Yeah, I'll have a scarf when I'm done. A scarf with 6 holes in one end.
Good job the needles don't come in half sizes, isn't it? So what would you do there?
Well,
That's
that
just
is a good
6.5
question. There
holes.
is a 10.5 size US needle
Oh, is there?
for some reason. And I don't know what people do when they do use that technique, but
We avoid the 10.5s.
yep, that's what we do.
No, you just put one of those bulb stitch markers on it, and that counts as a half.
Right. So what else are people working on?
I've been watching and I've been watching your videos about interting the round, and now I think how it works, because I wasn't sure about slipping the stitches, and you always slip the stitches if you are changing the beginning of round. That's it. That is true. It's like that, because I didn't understand really well.
Oh no, I don't slip. Well, I
If
slip
you change,
stitches. I slip stitches when the position of the color changes.
but it doesn't matter if to the left or to the right. Always,
That's right.
you
That's
always
right.
change.
If the position of the color change moves,
Yeah.
I'd slip that many stitches to one needle or the other needle, and then just pull the yarn across. I mean, usually it's only at most 2 or 3 stitches change. If it's more than that, I might start a new color of yarn, because you don't want a lot of strands across the back stretching. But most designs I've done, the color change moves a stitch or 2 or 3 or maybe 4 from one row to the next. Is that clear? Did that make sense? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I've been doing swatches for my level 2, and one of the swatches you need to do the cable flare compensation. So you have to start off with a swatch that does show the cable flare, and you're not allowed to use cables that you've used in level 1, which was horseshoe and rope. And so I came across a pattern that has yarn overs in the cable as well. So you have where the cables cross, you get the yarn overs in the row above it, and you have a cable crossing with gaps in it. But I quite liked it, so I'm going to be using that for my main swatch. This was just a test bit, but you can see the holes. Yeah, it is a bit different. It's hard to find something more unusual that, you try and find things that other people haven't done, don't you? So yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Well, I'm trying to remember the instructions for that swatch, but I thought it started with just stockinette, and then you began the cable after a few rows, and then ended with stockinette.
Oh, I might have to double check my swatch. I've done the seed switch. I've done the 3 repeats and the 4 multiples, or vice versa.
Yeah. Check the instructions and see if there isn't supposed to be stockinette before and after that cable, so you can see that really displays the effect of the flare.
I will check that, yeah, because I might have misread it. It doesn't take me long to knit this anyway, so it's no. This was
beautiful.
I've already knitted another one, but it's a nice cable, isn't it? It's quite. It's a Nora Garn. It's from Nora Garn's knitting cable source book.
Oh,
I think that's what it's from, which is a lovely book.
It is a wonderful book.
But I shall check that, Frank. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, for that, it looks like that you're actually doing several swatches for that same swatch for the same number. That one you're doing your gauge swatch of your seed stitch, one you're doing the cable swatch, and then the other one you do it with the compensation. And it's the compensation where you have the seed stitch start.
You've just looked. You don't have to have the actual stockinette at the bottom of this one. So this is
Well,
right.
you don't on the one for the cable, it looks like. I mean, read
No,
your
that's
directions because
yeah.
mine are
Yeah, I
older,
will.
but
I will do.
but
But
that
until
where you
until
do have it is for the final one where you actually
yeah.
have compensated.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
I think I'm pretty good at following directions, and I would think I've got it right, but I'm not saying I have. But I think this is without stocking it at the bottom and the top, and you just
I
do
see.
it like that
Yeah,
to
I was just trying
demonstrate
to
the
remember.
actual how it sucks it in.
Does it? Yeah.
I couldn't find a cable that didn't. I couldn't find a cable that needed more compensation than just one stitch, because the swatch has got to be a maximum of 8.5 inches across. Well, by the time you do 3 cable ropes of 4 stitches each or 8, crossing over, it's very difficult to get it within those 8.5 inches. So I've only got 1 inch, 1 stitch compensation for each column of cables. So hopefully that'll be enough.
Interesting. Well, give me a second and I'll go. You're doing level 2. I'll go get my level 2 and see what I did in
Honestly, Frank, I can check it here. It's no. I can check it while I'm on the computer here. Here we go.
Well, I mean, the instructions might have changed. This was
yeah,
back in
these are the new
2017.
These are the new ones with the new essay that needs to be written.
Yeah,
that I was asking you about before.
Yeah, I'm so glad I've done it already.
Yes. Someone else has something to show us?
Just as a recap, it does just say 4 stitches each side, nothing at the bottom or the top.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so whether that's new.
I'm working on the back of my husband's cardigan. So I'll show you where.
Oh, that looks lovely.
Oh,
look at that. That is just gorgeous.
Yeah. So it's come. We're just about up to the armpits now. So it's coming along.
That cable in the center too. That is magic.
It is. That's really nice. The center one is. I can't see what the thing, but yeah.
Is this your own design or a pattern, Jenny?
So one of them is my own design, and then the other 2 are just various patterns that I found on Ravelry. So I just bought several patterns and just nicked a cable out of one and a cable out of the other, and put them into the cardigan.
I think that qualifies as your own design, to be honest. I think that's, I think you can claim that one.
I'll claim that one, right.
It's gorgeous, Jenny. Really, really beautiful.
Thank you.
Well, just to keep it real, this is the back of my husband's vest compared to what Jenny's doing, and mine's. This is called 4 years of knitting, and much more years of knitting, higher skill level.
And yet we're all having fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just trying to keep it real, right?
I've been trying some embroidery on it. This is just a swatching.
Oh, embroidery.
And it's really interesting.
Oh, I love it.
It's pretty.
Yes, and I have. It's just here, but this is fabric, but this is different.
It's lovely.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
I would like to make a blanket. A blanket for my grandniece.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Is that
That's beautiful?
Oh, thank you.
Was that done with ribbing?
With
ribbing or with yarn?
No yarn.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, this is fabric. This is a fabric, but this is yarn.
Oh, look at that.
And it's not. This is a swatch with yarn.
Okay. It's gorgeous.
And Sumner,
Sung,
what are
have
you
you?
working on? I see you holding something there.
Oh, me?
Yes.
I am examining the hoodie and whether I like the drape of it. Now, I've been spending a lot of time learning how to mow a lawn.
It gets a little tiring, doesn't it?
Between the raindrops.
No one told me.
What?
Did you ask?
It sucks.
Yes, it does. And make sure during the summer you do it at least every week, because if you leave it in 2 weeks, you can't push it through the lawn.
It's not too short because you'll burn the lawn.
I'm thinking that knitting should be an official pass for having to mow anything. It somehow is bad for my fingers.
Wait till you start weeding.
Are you done, Wally?
Oh no!
Oh no! I think you're done.
I did 4 hours.
At your house, you have to do pressure washing too.
Yeah.
Pressure washing, weed eating.
I mowed the lawn yesterday, and as soon as I stopped mowing it and cleaned it up, I sat in the house and thunder and lightning, and it rained. I said, "Wonderful! The grass is going to grow tomorrow."
So I grew up in the city and on a fishing boat. Okay. We didn't grow up mowing the grass. I grew up in a fishing boat. I did. In the North
And when
Atlantic.
winter comes, you can shovel.
And in the winter we went to school and we but I was a kid, right? But ever since then I've been living in the city. I didn't own a lawnmower.
Oh, you got to get a rake now, and you got to get a.
I got all that. We're good. But I need to organize my time between work and knitting, and maybe hiring someone to mow the lawn.
Yes, that's the secret.
Good idea. Goats on there.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Well,
I've thought of it.
my friend last year, she had a lawn service come in and do the spring cleanup, and it was $2,400.
Woo!
And then he mowed the lawn every other week, which was $90.
Oh, mon Dieu!
So you got to make a choice.
Wow,
it's a lot of yarn.
Lawnmower is not so bad.
That's a lot of yarn.
And Debbie, this is funny. So I thought Debbie lived north of me. I looked at the map. That is not true. I live.
I'm not west.
I live northeast of Debbie.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yep.
Debbie, do you want to mow your yard?
I have a 21-year-old grandson who lives with me, so he does that.
That's good. Yeah.
And you're not that far away.
No.
I solved it. Oh, I'm telling you. I can't. Between work being busy and mowing the lawn.
Yeah.
And yes, weeding.
Yeah. And watch the ticks. Be careful.
Yeah. I've taken a few ticks off. And this
the
is
first time I mowed the lawn, I got 9 of them on me at one shot.
This is our 14th Saturday in a row
with rain.
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy wet. We should have planted rice.
And you wouldn't have to mow.
That's right.
You'd still have to pick the rice, though. You couldn't just leave it.
Yeah.
And then you'd get foot rot by standing in the water all the time.
No, you might be able to get people to pick the rice if they could have it.
So,
there
did
are
you finish
people
that?
we haven't seen what they're working on.
Did you
Anybody
finish
else
your
wanna share?
cable?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, I was just asking Sung if she finished her lovely cable jumper, a cardigan that she was knitting.
For my grandson?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, she's run off. It was that bad.
Yeah, I blocked it and everything.
Oh,
That's so
lovely.
beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, I think he's gonna love it.
Oh,
I'm
gorgeous.
sure.
Oh,
Oh
That
my
is
God.
beautiful.
Look at that.
That is
So I
Look
beautiful.
at how the cabling just moves
just
right
pops.
into the
Mm.
ribbing at the bottom.
Yeah.
It's
And that's
just
the
beautiful.
Jody Long Chow.
Yes, I have a question. So these bottom ribbing is 1 by 1, and I was thinking what your opinion is to do follow the pattern and say, okay, this will be knit and all these will be purl. So it won't be 1 by 1 or 2 by 2. It will follow the pattern above the top. So right here, all this will be purl and only 4 stitches will be knit.
Mhm.
And I'm wondering, I mean, what is your opinion as to, have you guys done anything like that?
I think
It won't
started
pull
that?
in the same. It
Yeah.
won't
Elizabeth,
have the same
Elizabeth Zimmerman
stretchiness.
used to do that. She used to start the
Oh.
cable right away.
Oh,
But
okay.
but
So you
you'll
won't.
lose that stretchiness.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't
Right.
even think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
You
but
could
you could do it
in-
in part, couldn't you? You could do the center panel right to the bottom and maybe something on both sides, and then you wouldn't lose all the ribbing. You'd just have
Right.
partly.
Yeah.
You could do it that way.
Yeah, I'd have to do a. I'd have to try it and then rip it out if it doesn't work. Then
There's
I think
there's another alternative that I would suggest, and that is on the places where the ribs are close to each other, like you said, just follow do knit and purl to continue those. Where there is a stretch of 4 or 5 stockinette stitches, do 1 by 1 ribbing there across those stitches or whatever.
Yes, yes. Okay. Okay.
So that's just another idea. It's like sort
Yeah,
of
I
a
think
mix of the 2 solutions.
Well, the ribbing is done at the end so that I can
Yes.
rip it back if it doesn't work out.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
I
will
like a
try that.
traditional ribbing, I must say.
Mm.
Not in pattern,
Yeah.
but it is a design choice, 100%.
Yeah.
Has that got? Did you fold the ribbing on it? Knit it twice as long and fold it?
No, it's that what is it? The cast off, the tubular cast. It's actually the pattern call for tubular cast off.
Yeah.
Bind off. It's a
I
tubular.
really like it. It looks really nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, that's an exquisite sweater.
Yeah.
Like just beautiful. I'm really curious of what color that is.
It is stone.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Because yeah, boy, that's nice.
Mm,
And good choice for a little one because it can be washed, and it's not just white. It's
Right.
gonna
Oh
stay-
no, I
Yeah.
didn't want the white.
Yeah, good choice.
Mm.
Oh
Beautiful.
no, it's Ron. Ron made the choices. He's the one who sent the yarn. Here's a pattern, and he just sent the yarn.
Oh, there
He
you
just-
go.
He decided. He also sent
He's good at that.
No, he is. So he dyed. This is called gochujang. And
Oh,
he
I
dyed,
love gochujang.
Oh, nice. Look at that.
Yeah, he dyed like 6 in Korean food. Kimchi. There's kimchi doenjang. There's gochujang. There's kimbap. So he dyed.
Oh, isn't that fun?
I want to try this one. Yeah.
I make so much Korean food. I just love it.
That's Ron's.
I just made yaksik.
That's Ron's dye shop. It's Threadbare Dye Works.
Yes, that's his. Yes.
Well,
That's
unfortunately, we have run out of time.
Oh my gosh.
It's
All right.
time goes so fast when you're having fun, as they say. So thank you all for coming, and
Thank you.
It's been a wonderful visit again. Thank you. Have a
Thank
nice
you.
week.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye next
Bye-bye.
week.
Have a nice
Bye-bye.
week.
Be safe.
Good night.
Yep.
Happy mowing.